What's up, YouTube? I hope everyone's having a great day today. Hope everyone's having a great night, a great evening, great afternoon, whatever time you're watching this video. And let's get started. Um, this topic, I'm gonna talk about patience and how hard it is to be patient in life. It's how hard it is to get the things you want out of life. I'm sure if you're watching this, I'm sure you've experienced a lot of times where you really want something so bad, but at the same time either it doesn't work out in your favor, or it's gonna take months, years, days just to get what you want out of life, and let me tell you, it's not easy, I'm sure there's a lot of people who talk about patience. There's a lot of motivational speakers, there's a lot of great athletes, great people in general, famous people, like they all talk about in general, just how much of a challenge it is to be patient in life. I mean, don't I guess they talk about the challenge of being patient, but I feel like no one actually goes into depth. Because let's be real, man, be patient in life is very, very extremely hard. It's not easy. It's extremely challenging, and it's part of life, I guess. Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how everyone's experiences are in life, but at least for me, it's really hard to be patient. Just I'm sure there's a time in life where you want something so bad, but it just takes so long, and you want it so bad, your heart wants it. If you knew you had it just right now at the moment, or at a shorter period of time, you just know that it's gonna make you happy. It's gonna make you feel fulfilled. It's gonna change your life in a way, right? It's gonna set you up for success at a fast rate, But I guess in life, I'm not sure why. I don't know if God has a greater plan, if God has a plan in store for us, if God sees something different that we don't. Maybe God has a different vision for us. I'm sure you heard about divine timing, um, God's timing, this and that. I'm sure y'all heard of this, and I don't know if it's true, but if it is true, then it makes sense, because there's so much shit where I want so bad, or I want it to happen to my life, and it's just not happening. Or whenever I do get stuff I really want, after all the hours, sacrifice, and work I've put in, I'll finally get it, but it will take so long just for me to get it, and it sucks. So I don't know if it's a spiritual or a divine thing where maybe God forces you to surrender. I've heard that too. I've heard people say that, where sometimes you got to surrender in life. You got to surrender to God. You got to surrender to the Creator. You got to surrender to the universe in order for you to get the things you want, for your heart's desires. Not in a selfish, greedy way, of course, but your heart's desires, what you really want in your heart. But it sucks. It's not easy. Um, there's gonna be a lot of nights where you're just gonna cry. You're just gonna lash out. You're gonna be pissed at the Creator. You're gonna be pissed off at God. You're gonna be pissed off at life, at the universe. It's not fair. It's really not fair. The feeling sucks. This shit makes no sense. But hopefully, at the end of the day, who's ever watching this, it could be anyone, me included. Hopefully, one day we'll eventually get the things we truly want in our heart's desires. It could be anything. It could be the love you want. It could be the type of friends you want. It could be the type of money you want. It could be where you want to live. Or it could even be it could be anything. It could be seeing your family one more time, hoping your family's nice and healthy and safe. It could be anything, It could be your dog. You hope your dog's safe, hope your dog is healthy, your animal, your pet. It can be anything in life, but I'm sure you get what I'm saying. But it's not easy at all. It's being patient is extremely fucking challenging. It's not. I'm swear to God, being a human, having the human experience, it really is not for the faint of heart, for the faint of heart. Because I don't care who you are, where you're at, where you live, where your background is. If you're a human being in general, living right now today, you got to give yourself some kudos. You got to give yourself um, an applause, a clap on the hands, because like, you know, just the fact that you're still alive, you're still here, you're still breathing, you're still working hard, you're still becoming a great human being. Just the fact that you're here, that clearly shows how strong you are. That shows how much shit you've been through, and you're still standing tall. You know, it shows how great you are. It shows how much heart you have. It shows no matter what you're going through, you're still standing tall. You know, and that what makes you beautiful. That what makes you amazing. That what makes you inspiring. You know, and I don't care who you are. It could be anyone in the world. Just the fact that you're still alive, just the fact that you're still here, God has a purpose for you. God sees things that maybe you don't, in a good way, not in a bad way, in a good way, you know? So, because think about it, being a human is not easy, man. You gotta, as human beings, we gotta go through so much bullshit, man. Like, no fucking joke. Like, and on top of that, like, we gotta deal with this corrupt society to where, like, we have to work for money. We're kind of limited by money. We can't go to certain places because of money. Shit, if you don't work, then you don't eat food. You gotta pay for food and water. Again, you're limited pretty much. Nothing's really free. And on top of that, like, there's a lot of corruption going on. And like, being a human too, there's so much, you gotta deal with so much pain. Like, you know, as a human being, you're more prone, or it's so easy for the human body to like die off. You know, we live a very short life. You know, we don't live a very long life at all. We really don't, because like what our average human lifespan, about 90, 80, or 70, whatever. It's short, man. You know, we're more prone to like having all types of diseases, all types of like sickness, just from being exposed to like different foods, different atmospheres, just different shit. You know, like the human body's so fragile. You know, it's just the fact that when you get older, you can lose your hearing, you can lose your eyesight very slowly. Not completely where you can become blind or deaf, but like very close to it, you know? Like, you know, it's not fair being a human pretty much, because we're so limited, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I guess, you know, it's all right. We just got to power through, man. This shit is not easy at all, but, you know, it's definitely definitely is a challenge. Being a human is definitely a challenge. So the fact that you got to face all of those things right there, and you're still alive, and you're still standing tall, you're still going through what you're going through, then that in itself, you deserve an award for that. Like, I swear to God, like, after we pass away in the afterlife, I feel like as human beings, just the fact that we experience being a human, we deserve some type of like medal, or like a fucking, I don't know, spiritual gold medal, or like honors and shit. Like, I know we'll definitely level up if we experience the human experience, and then we go to the afterlife. I feel like we'll definitely get a lot of respect, and like from other beings and shit. Like, we'll definitely be more advanced. Biggest thing about it, this shit's not easy. Like, just the fact that we have to go through all of this, you know, it's not easy at all. You know, it's very challenging being a human. You know, so again, just the fact that we're still standing tall, just the fact that we're going through what we're going through, nothing can really stop us. You know, and I feel like that's a great thing. I feel like it's a really great thing. You know, and I feel like no one could really take that from us. You know what I'm saying? So it's one thing to look at. And also, like, just in general, like, you know, we go through so much, and it's not fair the type of things we have to go through. But like, again, you know, we're still standing tall, we're still battling, we're still fighting through, you know. And again, as a human being, you got to go through like a lot of pain, you got to go through a lot of trials and errors. But again, I'm just gonna repeat myself, but we still manage to fight through it, you know. And that's where patience comes in, because it's like, again, I'm not gonna lie, being patient is really hard, at least for me, you know, because like there are times where I get extremely pissed off, or like I get extremely confused, because like I just don't understand how like if you want something in life, you have to wait so fucking long, you know. And I'm just like, fuck, you know, this shit. I just don't get it, you know. Um, it is a lonely experience. Like that's what I noticed too. That's what I noticed too. Like if you're really trying to go far in life, or you just want anything you want in life in general, it's gonna cause you to get out of your comfort zone, and like it just takes so fucking long to get what you want. They're just gone. YouTube, he mentioned that like he mentioned the law of attraction theory, or like the theory about this realm, the theory about this world we live in. Like for example, like it seems like in this realm we live in this earth, in this world we live in, whenever we want something, or whenever we really want something we truly desire in our hearts, we want something that's in our hearts, what we desire, we don't get it. We don't get it. But on the other hand, if we really don't want it, if we're completely detached, if we don't even want that certain thing no more, if we no longer desire it, then that's when you actually get that thing you always wanted. And by the time you get that thing you always wanted, it's not going to be as exciting, or as like as amazing, or as pleasant, or as exciting versus when you would have had that thing back then, when you truly wanted it, when you really desired it, you know what I'm saying? So that guy, he mentioned that's how life is pretty much, or he mentioned that's how the rules is for this realm, or like the law of attraction rule. That's pretty much how it is, which I guess I'm not saying it's true, but what I'm saying is kind of makes sense, because like I think that's part of the law of attraction theory. Like in order for you to want something, you got to desire it, you got to want it, you got to write it down, you already got to act like you already have it, you already got to act like it's already there, and then all you got to do is detach, right? But don't even think about it, forget about it, and bam, you eventually get it. It may take longer, who knows, but like just the fact that you got to detach from it, just the fact that you got to ignore that it never exists, or like you never wanted it, then that's when you get it. And I'm just like, that's so confusing, you know? Like that shit makes no fucking sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point of getting that then, you know? But I don't know. I'm just saying some shit, but what I'm saying is like, it's, you know, being patient is not easy, you know? Because like, it's gonna make you go fucking crazy. You got to be really mentally strong to really get the things you want out of life. You got to be extremely strong, you know? And this shit's not easy at all, but you know, you just got to do what you got to do. You just got to make the most of what you have. And you got to keep praying to God. You got to get closer to God, I guess. And then, bam, you eventually get that thing, you know. But this is where, like, soul contracts and free will comes in. Because I feel like at times God does control a lot of our free will. I feel like in a bad way, too. In a good way and a bad way. Like, I feel like God puts us in situations we really don't want to be in. Other people in the spiritual community would say that, like, the reason why God puts us in situations and positions, it could be anything. It could be family situations, it could be work situations. And God will really put us through these type of situations and experiences we really rather not experience. It's so because we could grow and become more evolved and learn a lot more spiritually. Therefore, you have a lot more wisdom, you have a lot more knowledge on what you want to do, you know? I feel like that's what God tends to make us go through, or that's what God tends to want us to experience, you know? I'm not saying if it's true or false, but personally, I do believe that. I do believe God puts us through a lot of unnecessary bullshit where we really don't have to experience. Now, I'm not sure if we signed up for that before we came and incarnated here. I'm not sure if God wanted us to experience that against our free will. Who the fuck knows? But what I do know is that, like, just the fact that a lot of people in this world are experiencing situations they really rather not be in, such as working the jobs they don't want to be in, that in itself, and also being controlled and being limited by money, that in itself shows how very evil and corrupt this world is. Like, seriously, like, why can't God just end this shit? Clearly, as humans, we can't end that shit. I'm not saying this system or society is bad or good. What I am saying is that like there has to be a solution to where like if God clearly sees us as human beings not satisfied how the money system is, and if you think about it, the money system is causing a lot of evilness in this world too. As much good money it is to have money, there's a lot of evil shit. I'm not saying if you have money, like if I can't explain it. Like money is not evil at all. It's just how the higher ups, it's how the people in power use that money. That's what I'm trying to get at. I love money. Money's a good thing. but yeah, but money is a good thing. But like, it's how people in power use that money, and they use that money for evil. It's just like saying, um, it's just like saying eating food is good, right? Eating food is, of course, is meant to help heal you. Is meant to help you survive. Money is help. I mean, food is meant to help you, right? But let's say certain people use food in an evil, bad way, where like instead of eating the food as it's supposed to, as what food is designed to, instead people just throw food at people, or people just throw random food at people, or like they try to kill people with food. It's like that, but with money, pretty much. There's nothing wrong with money. It's meant to help you. It's meant to make you buy things and get to where you need to be. But it's how the people in power is using the money. So what I'm getting is that like if God clearly sees that like the people in power are really using money in a corrupt, in a very evil way, then why can't God just help out and step in, step up, be like, you know what? I'm gonna manipulate a situation in this timeline to where the people in power, the elites, people in government that's controlling money to keep human beings very limited and stuck in this world, from food, shelter, from traveling different areas, etc., from survival, from shelter, pretty much. If they keep doing that, I should manipulate the situation to where human beings are no longer controlled and corrupted by a fucked up system, controlled by evil people. Why can't God just do that? Why can't God just step in? I mean, I understand human beings, we have free will and all, but like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. It just seems like God, like what God does, he or she or whatever that thing is, it just sits there and watches people go through a lot of bullshit. Even through history, just the fact that we have slaves. Think about it. We really have fucking slaves? What the fuck? How is that possible? So like, you have another human being and that human being decides to enslave another human being for who God knows how long. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that's some wild shit right there. And God just allows this shit to happen? He just watches this shit? Like it's a movie or some shit? Like, I don't get it. Like, I mean, I don't have the answers to everything. I'm not trying to act like a smartass or anything, but like, if I was a creator, if I was God, and if I see my own creations, even though I give them free will, I see them try to torture and enslave their brothers and sisters, I'm gonna be like, yo, that's kind of fucked up. Let me change the situation to where they stop doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? But God doesn't do that. God really doesn't do that. So this is what makes his life very confusing. You know what I'm saying? But I just never understood that. But because even not even just that's an example, but like throughout human history in general, so much violence, war, chaos, and killings. Even this timeline too, like there's all these killings and shit, like in wars, and God just sits and it seems, and he's just like, he just watches this shit. You know what I'm saying? So this shit makes no sense. So of course it's gonna make sense how like where there's corruption is gonna continue. People are still gonna be affected negatively by money. So don't expect God to change it, I guess, because God has a history of just watching shit happen. You know what I'm saying? But who knows? People may say God works in mysterious ways. So maybe God is helping us in a way where we don't even fucking understand. You know, maybe God sees a bigger picture for all of us, you know? Who knows? I feel like we'll truly know the answers through our intuition. There's no right or wrong. So like, I feel like every human being, this is where you get perspectives, this is where you get your own opinions and viewpoints from. Because everyone has their own opinions. Everyone has their own viewpoints, which is good. There's no right or wrong, you know what I'm saying? So it's a good thing, you know? This is where freedom comes in. This is where your birthrights come in. You know, you have a birthright to think what you want. You have a birthright to have your own opinions. You have a birthright to have your own voice, you know? I feel like that one makes life very beautiful, you know? This is why every human being living in here are very beautiful, and they have a great purpose here on earth. I don't care what that purpose is. I don't care what you do. If you enjoy what you're doing, that's all that matters. And just the fact that you're still alive, God has a purpose for you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was just a little rant, but I don't know. It's just being patient. It's really not. It sucks. I feel like, again, as human beings, we have to go through a lot of unnecessary shit we really don't want to deal with. You know, I guess that's part of life. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta make the most of it. But you know, it just sucks how like you really want something, but you just never get it. Or like you have to wait a long time just to get it. You know, you just gotta keep working hard and all the other shit. You know, but it's just like fuck, man. You know, because at this point now, what? Like, what can you do? You know. But it's part of life, I guess. It would just be easier if like we weren't controlled by money as much. If we have the freedom to travel wherever we want. But yeah, but also another thing is like, again, it's all about perspective. So like, if because if money never existed, let's be real, 90%, 93% of the human population, if money never existed, 93% of the human population wouldn't be doing this shit we'll be doing right now. Like, we wouldn't be working the jobs. We wouldn't be working the type of jobs we'll be doing right now. We wouldn't be doing the type of stuff we'll be doing right now. You know what I'm saying? Human beings would be much more at peace. And like, if we all had the freedom to actually do what we want to do without money controlling us, it'd be amazing. Because like, let's say if you like working, right? And then you have your own free will, you have your own free choice to continue working. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you truly know someone loves what they do, you know? This is where you get passion from. This is where you get your heart desires from. This and that, you know? But it would be cool though, like, knowing you could do whatever you want, whenever you want, anytime you want, without money controlling you in a way. You can eat whatever you want. You can travel wherever you want. You can meet different types of people whenever you want. You can go and do whatever you want, you know? But another thing to look at too, since we are working in a society where like we have to make money, or we have to continuously work a lot of hours just to make more money. Another good thing to look at it is like, I feel like in a way, it's gonna help mature us. It's gonna help us become very self-disciplined. It definitely does humble us in a good way. We're gonna have a lot of knowledge. We'll learn the art of patience, and we'll learn the art of like not taking things for granted. We'll learn more, we'll have more of appreciation of life, more appreciation of freedom. We'll have a lot more love for life. And I feel like working in this system, in this society with money, I feel like that could be a good thing too, because like we become a lot more disciplined, we have a lot more gratitude, and a lot more hardworking. And just the fact that we don't let money dictate how we feel or who we are as a person, that in itself builds a lot of strength and character as a human being, you know what I'm saying? So, again, there's a lot of good things to life. It's all about perspective, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully this video is not coming across as wrong. I'm not trying to come across as like selfish or like ungrateful. I'm very grateful for what I have. I'm very grateful for the things I do have. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to seem ungrateful. I'm just speaking out on the negative sides of the world, you know what I'm saying? I am grateful for what I do have. I am grateful for the type of people I do meet, but I still need to work on gratitude though. There are times where like I'm overlooking a lot of things that I should be grateful for, you know? And that's one of my problems. So most of the times I gotta check myself, because I gotta remind myself that like, hey, you know, a lot of people don't have what I have, you know? Just the fact that I have a roof over my head, I can eat food, I can drink clean water, just the fact that I have clothes, I have a running shower, I can use a toilet, you know what I'm saying? Just the fact that I have those things, just the fact that I'm still alive, I'm still breathing. Those are the things I should really be thankful for, especially a phone. Just the fact that I have a phone, just the fact that I have a freedom of speech, just the fact that like I can make videos. These are the things I should be thankful for. So, you should always be grateful. You should always have gratitude. Never let the small things like bother you or dictate you, because whatever you're going through, you will eventually get what you want out of life. And I do believe God wants the best for you, You just got to keep putting your head down and you got to keep grinding, I do believe that at the end of the day, we do have a finish line, not in a good way, to where like all the things we do desire, I do feel like we'll eventually get there and God will lead us to the right path. I do believe that 100%. And if you're watching this, I know you will reach your success. I know you reach your heart's desires. Just keep being patient. I know it's not easy, but just keep having that vision, keep following your heart, and that's pretty much it for today's video. Like, comment, subscribe, dislike, comment whenever you want. And if you're watching this, stay safe. And I hope everyone's having a great day. I'm out. Peace.